Hudson Cosper has generated over $3 million by the age of 21. Today, I'm going to be breaking down the funnel that makes him $300,000 every single month. Here's what you need to know about this funnel before we start. Almost everything worth stealing from it is invisible. Private jets, the captions, the viral reels, that's the part everyone sees, and it's the part that matters least. The money's in the machine underneath, and I know that machine because it's the same systems I'm using to scale my clients to 100K per month. The marketing, the funnels, the sales teams, the tracking, the automation. So I'm not watching this as a fan. I'm reverse engineering it as an operator, and I'll tell you exactly what I'd steal from Hudson and what I'd fix. By the end of this video, you'll know why Hudson has never posted a single piece of sales content while selling a sales program and what that means for the content that you post this week. You'll know, but more importantly, understand the pre-call stack that has his leads showing up pre-sold, credit card out. And I know it works because my own leads bring up the same asset on closing calls. And you'll know which part of his funnel will get you banned on Instagram if you copy it the way it looks on the surface, because Meta already did it to us. And I'll show you the exact workaround that had us back up and running in under 2 hours. If you run an offer, watch this like a checklist because every section ends with something you can change today. Let's get into it. All right, first and foremost, who is Hudson? Hudson Cosper is a high-ticket sales mentor who has generated over $3 million by the age of 21, and he lives and shows an extravagant lifestyle. Well, why is that important? Why do I have an arrow here? Because it matters to his ICP. So his ICP is broke young men who want to make internet money but don't know how. They desire the fast lifestyle, women, cars, penthouses, clubbing, all of that. They feel different from their peers. They're surrounded by people with average ambitions, and they really want success and believe they will be successful. That is an important part. They believe they will be successful, but they don't know how they're going to get it. Also, they probably believe in God. Now we can see this is his ICP based on his captions. You'll see this when God is about to give you your dream life. This only works for someone who A, believes in God, and B, believes that they have a dream life. Like that dream life exists out there. It's not some fantasy. How I Mastered the Law of Polarity to Make Millions at 21. That's broke young men wanting to watch that. This one's a little bit sneakier, but moving out of my hometown changed my life forever. His ICP probably doesn't feel connected to the people they surround themselves with. The people they surround themselves with don't understand life in the same way that they do. And this caption perfectly digs at that. And so the reason he shows off his extravagant lifestyle so much is because it is the dream state of his ICP. That's what makes them like him. Now, understanding this is very important for the rest of the video. And I wanted to touch on why this makes marketing easy, because I actually had this conversation with my client literally yesterday. I was getting him to fill out brand documents, and he didn't really understand why these questions were so specific. And essentially I told him, like, if you're fishing and you're fishing for tuna, you're a lot better off using tuna bait than using general bait. You're going to catch a lot more tuna. And the same thing goes with your marketing. If all of your marketing is targeting directly at one person, they're going to feel a lot more heard, a lot more understood. Understanding your ICP, having a deep understanding of ICP means that copy writes itself. All of your content, your story sequences, carousels, Typeform, VSL, the landing page copy itself, they all write themselves because every asset is just restating a belief the viewer already has. I want you to test this for yourself. If any of your captions could apply to anybody, they apply to nobody. So that's who the funnel's built for. Now let's look at how he actually gets that person's attention, because the numbers here are honestly stupid. And I wanted to start off with some insane stats. In 30 days from June 11th to July 10th, he posted 208 TikToks, 228 Instagram reels, and 12 YouTube videos. This is unreal. He's posting 8 reels a day while most people struggle to post one. Now, of course, even though most of his videos get, 5, 10, 15, 20,000 views, when he's posting that much, of course, there's going to be outliers that get a bunch of views. So Hudson posts his content on 3 main platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. He has over 100,000 followers on each. And note that he does not post on X, LinkedIn, Threads, anything like that, because simply that is not where his ICP lives. Broke young men are not hanging out on LinkedIn. On short form, he posts 4 different formats: B-roll and text, YouTube clips, and the FaceTime clips. This is top of funnel, this is expertise, this is advice, and this is him sharing his personal experience. On long form, we have 3 different formats: lifestyle, psychology, and testimonials. That's it. Now notice this, he has absolutely no sales related content or advice. Now, how could that possibly be when he's selling a sales program and has made $3 million from it? Well, the reason is because he has a deep understanding of his ICP. These are not sales reps looking to get better at sales. They're young kids looking for a way out of their life. So the content sells the identity and the destination. The vehicle does not matter. The transformation does. These kids don't care how they're going to get there. They simply want to get there. So if you're a coach, your content should sell the transformation your ICP already wants, not the mechanics of your method. The mechanics are for people already in your funnel. Now, what can you steal from this if you're not posting 7 reels a day? There's a few things. One is the trial reels method. Any reel that does really well, change the tint on it, change the text, change the audio a little bit, change the captions, enough so that Instagram thinks it's a completely new video. Repost it on trial reels. It'll probably do as well, if if not better. Second is the daily stories protocol. I run this with all my clients. If you're not posting daily stories, you're going to be forgotten. We open our phones in the morning. Who's the first person you think about? It's the person whose story is right there. They're probably there every morning. Also, I want to touch on meta bans because this is a very recent topic. Meta is cracking down on everybody. What I did for my client, because we did get link banned in our bio, I made a second account for him and put all of the links in that account, linked the main account to the second account. Easy workaround. So a realistic volume for coaches at 10 to 50K per month isn't 7 reels a day. It's more like 1 to 2 reels a day, maybe 3 to 4 a week if they're very high quality and take a while to post, and 5 to 10 trial reels. I know it's a lot, but at the end of the day, the money you make comes down to the amount of content and the quality of content you're able to post. Okay, so the right person is watching, but views do not pay. Before anybody clicks anything, Hudson has to take a complete stranger and turn them into someone who already trusts him, and he does it without ever pitching. Here's how. Okay, so to nurture his followers, on short form, he posts top of funnel and middle of funnel. On long form, he posts top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. And his content does 3 specific things. Number 1, it speaks directly to his ICP. And he speaks directly to his ICP through all of his videos. Spending $170,000 in a week, pretty girls, making millions at 20, showing kids that are in the position that these guys want to be in. So he's speaking directly to them through all of his content. Same thing here. The second thing is it gets them to know, like, and trust him. So these are the 3 things that someone needs before they want to buy. So they know him from his lifestyle content. They like him because of his psychology, his mindset, his advice, and they trust him because he shows evidence that he's gotten other people to the positions that these people want to go. The third thing, and this is probably the most important, is he brings them through the stages of viewer awareness, from problem aware, solution aware, product aware to ready to buy. I like to demonstrate this through the path of a lead. So let's say I'm a broke young kid, matches the ICP description. I believe in God. I know I'm going to be successful, but don't know how I'm going to get there. I haven't cracked internet money, and I'm scrolling my feed and I see one of these videos. I see him living his lifestyle. I see him talking about getting your dream life, how to change your life. And I'm reminded that I don't have my dream life, right? So I'm watching his videos and I'm seeing him in the places I want to be, talking about getting your dream life. And I'm like, damn, like I don't have my dream life yet. So he makes me aware of my problems. Then he presents the solution right away. He says the key to praying that will make God give you your dream life, how to change your life in 7 days, the law of attraction and mentalism. These are all the mechanisms he's explaining as the solution. And for Hudson specifically, the solution is almost him and his psychology and his mindset. With other people, it might be different, but with Hudson, he has such a strong personal brand. These kids look up to Hudson and his mindset and view him and what he has to say as the solution itself. Okay, so now I think the solution is Hudson and what he has to say, but how does he make me product aware? Because he doesn't actually reference sales in the captions of his videos very often, but he slips it through his videos that he's made a lot of money with sales. He has students, he has a program. And when people watch enough of his content, they come to find out that he sells a high ticket sales program. So now they're product aware. And how does he get them ready to buy? Well, he posts videos like these where he shows people exactly like me in the positions that I want to be in and how he's helped them get from where I am to where I want to go. I'm just like them. I'm ready to buy. Also, the reason he posts on YouTube so much and why that's so important, there's a saying out there that someone needs to watch 7 hours of your content before they're ready to buy. That's not true all the time. People will buy after watching less. Obviously, more is better. Now, I want to point out that in nurturing his followers, he doesn't actually have any DM call to actions, story sequences, carry sales, many chat automations. His only funnel is this one. While having none of this does really well for an anti-guru positioning, with his ICP specifically, having a ManyChat automation in place that takes you from Instagram and sends you a YouTube video would do really well in nurturing his leads. And like I said, getting them to watch more of his content and using it as a lead magnet to capture emails. I think that would do really well for Hudson. If you're watching this, consider it. Okay, so everything up to this point happened on the feed, but the moment they click this link, they leave Hudson's content and enter Hudson's machine. And that click is the dividing line. Everything before it was warm up, everything after it is engineered step by step to end with a credit card. Let's walk it. And with converting leads, this link takes people to a VSL landing page. And while the VSL sits in the conversion flow, its real job is nurture. It's the last 20 minutes of trust building before the ask. And if someone arrives from short form only, this 20 minutes is where depth gets built. Now, I actually want to look at some direct quotes from the VSL because I think Hudson did this very, very well. So he opens up by saying, "You're here right now because you saw my mindset content, my flashy lifestyle." He calls them out right away. Now they're intrigued. This isn't line for line, but this is just some of the things he said. He said, "I used to hate my life when I was broke." That's exactly how his ICP feels. Make 10 to 30K as a month as a beginner. That's exactly what they want. If you're in a 9 to 5 or in school or a position you hate, this has the potential to get you out of there, just like me and my students. They're watching this and they're like, "Oh, that's exactly what I want." Then he trash talks college and says people are finally starting to realize that the college route and sitting in a cubicle for the rest of their life is not what they want to do. That's exactly how they feel. And that's exactly what makes them different from the people around them. The people around them are fine with the college route, are fine with sitting in a cubicle for the rest of their life. It feels like everybody else has it figured out, but you don't. That comes from the people they see online in the life they want to live, and they don't know how they got there because these people haven't figured out online money yet. But they know deep down, especially watching my content, that you have the power to get rich. They have that belief in themselves. They know they will be successful. They literally just have not cracked it yet. He also promises that with the power of sales, you will never be broke again. Obviously, these people never want to be broke again. And the line he ends off with, he doubles down. He says, if you watch this video to the end and you know you're going to be successful, apply below. That's exactly who they are. Of course, they're going to apply. Some other notes I want to say that I think are good. He says, you are watching this at a perfect time. It's not going to be taken over by AI. It isn't easy, but it's simple once you see what I'm about to show you. And he says he started a program just to place closers with all the business owners he knows. These are common objections he gets. He incorporates them into the VSL. This is a really good thing to have in your VSL as well. Okay, so what happens when they do go to apply below? It takes them to a one-to-one mentorship application through Typeform. The application starts off easy. It asks for their experience. Then he asks for their contact information. Second question. If your Typeform has first name, last name, phone number, email, all in question 2, you are bleeding completion rates. This is something I would actually change right away. You can increase your completion rate by up to 20% just by moving it to like question 4. Also, something I found is really good is splitting it up between name and email and then having a phone number as the next question. So you're asking for a commitment of their contact information. You want to make it as easy as possible by asking them simple questions beforehand to get them in the mood of actually committing to something before asking for an actual big commitment. He then asks them for their day-to-day to remind them of the life that they're living that they don't like. Then how much would it take to replace your monthly income? This is a good way to ask how much they're making each month. Then just some simple disqualification. Obviously, they need people to be speaking English for high ticket sales. Then he asks what makes you a good fit for this opportunity and says 86% don't get approved. This flips the script of who's chasing who. Now they're trying to qualify themselves to Hudson's program. Then we come down to financial qualification. This is a really good way to word it. If you have less than 1K, you will get disqualified. If you have more than 1K, you'll be asked to commit to showing up to the call, and then you will be able to book a call with his team. Real quick, if you're an offer owner and you're watching this and you're realizing that your application form is built backwards and thinking to yourself that your funnel is missing half of these steps, there's a link below to book an audit call with me. I'll go through your funnel the same way I'm going through Hudson's and tell you exactly what's leaking. Back to the breakdown because this is the part where money actually changes hands. Okay, so this is the pre-call stack that makes leads show up credit card out, ready to buy. And I wanted to preface it with this because I recently picked up a new client, and every time I pick up a new client, I always take the closing calls myself at the start. It just makes me understand the ICP and who we're working with better so I can actually train people more effectively. And every lead that I've closed in the last 2 weeks has referenced the same thing, and that's student testimonial interviews, real students who are exactly where the lead is trying to go. I want you to record one interview with one student this week, put it on the thank you page, send it in the pre-call sequence. It's only one video, but it's going to make a measurable difference in how sold people show up. Hudson's pre-call process looks like this. He has a pre-framing video, firstly, thanking them for booking in. Secondly, making sure the lead isn't confused. They know what they're getting into. They know it's not going to be Hudson himself on the call, things like that. Second is making them confirm the call in their email so that it actually shows up on their calendar, gets them to actually show up. It reminds them about it. This is very key in actually getting people to show up. If you don't have this, I would definitely add it to your pre-call page. Third is making people know that we do not reschedule calls. You need to show up. This is going to reduce your no-show rate and get people to take the call more seriously. Then he actually gives a full hour and 20-minute long coaching call from inside his community. It does a few things. A, it shows that the program is actually real. B, it shows Hudson giving advice for an hour and 20 minutes. Furthermore, asserting his authority. And third, it makes the lead feel like they're missing out because they see what's actually inside. Then he has some FAQ. This is literally just objection handling. I would turn these into videos if I were Hudson. One thing that's missing here is student interviews. Hudson, I would definitely consider adding those. You have a lot of really good ones, a really good asset to have in your pre-call process. All of this exists because confusion kills deals. So we eliminate all confusion by answering all of their questions and showing them what's inside the community, reminding them the people that we've helped get to the places that they want to go so that they show up and they're ready to buy. Okay, so after they book in, there's some mechanics you can't see on the page, and I can't see into Hudson's post-booking layer either, but I don't need to because this is the exact layer I run for a living. These are a few of the things I run with my teams to actually increase conversion rate. First is the double dial method. If they're on do not disturb, the first ring won't go through, the second one will. Always dial twice. Second is the FaceTime audio method. If you're calling from your own iPhone and the recipient has an iPhone as well, FaceTime audio with them. They're not expecting a spam call from someone who's calling them with FaceTime audio. Third is the group chat method. After the setter sets them, put them in a group chat with the 3 of them, setter, closer, lead. Tell the lead to introduce themselves to the closer. That's the same thing that Hudson did before, making them qualify themselves to us. Fourth is the offer owner voice note method. On Instagram, you get your offer owner to record a voice note basically saying, yo bro, saw you booked in a call with closer. Really excited for you for your call. See you on the other side. Then once they record it once, you can actually go into that chat and forward it to any other person that now books in a call. You don't have to get them to re-record it. Also, I want to talk about disqualification as a position of strength because you're the one with the good offer and every client you force through is a future headache. Don't be afraid to say no. Okay, so that's the funnel you can see from the outside. Here's the part that nobody shows you, the back end, and I can show you because I run it every day. Like I said earlier, one of my offer owners actually got banned on Instagram the other day because we were talking money in the DMs. First thing we did was get a rep from Meta on the case to try to get us unbanned. Then I had to rebuild it so that we weren't actually financially qualifying people in the DMs. So I built this simple DM setting framework that actually does not qualify people financially. It just pitches the call. Once the lead wants to book a call, we send them a Calendly link, which has the qualification questions on the form itself. What do you currently do for work? What country are you from? But most importantly, how much do you have set aside to invest into your trading and skill set? Now that booking link is only for the DM setter, and every time that someone books in with it, it sends an email to the DM setter saying that a new event is booked. It shows them all the information they need. From there, I made this DM phone set framework. So I'm getting my DM setters to hop on quick 5-minute calls, re-qualify the person, actually make sure that the information they're putting in is correct. So now all the financial qualification is on the Calendly and on the phone, avoiding Instagram because Meta does not want us talking about money in the DMs. So if your setters are asking about budget in the DMs, stop it right now before you get banned. Move the financial qualification to the booking form and to the phone. This is the workflow I run for my DM setters, but the key thing is warm outbound. Unless you're getting 300 DMs a day, there's no reason you should be restricting yourself to inbound. So new followers, story views, post comments, post likes. After I got my DM setters to start doing outbound for my offer, we booked an extra 5 calls this week just through outbound. Try it yourself. So how do I actually run this thing day by day? Well, first thing is that you're only as good as your data. All of your decisions should be made on data. Let's say your phone setter has a 40% pickup rate and a 10% conversation rate. That means that you need to either get a better setter or train them because the gap between pickup to conversation should not be a quarter. Without the numbers split at every stage of your funnel, you're guessing which to fix, so track it. Second, we have this Discord channel which sends notifications through the CRM when we get new opt-ins, qualified applications, unqualified applications, making sure we're always on top of every new lead coming through the pipeline. Obviously, I can't show you the channels because it has lead information in it, but you get the point. There's 3 more things that I wanted to touch on that didn't really fit anywhere else in the video. One is treat your team well. One of my DM setters leads was just a deposit, but I paid him full commissions out of pocket anyways because I wanted him to know that I appreciate the work he's putting in. I have a VA who helps me on the back end and I treat her very well because the happier she is, the better work she's going to do for me. Second, ask for referrals at the end of every closing call. Get your closer to say, hey, I know that you're taking this journey. If there's anyone else that you have in mind that would want to go on this journey with you, that would want to get started with something like this, let them know. You can offer them setting commissions or not, but simply putting that out there is going to keep you in their mind for other people. Also having a dialed onboarding process to reduce chargebacks and refunds, make the clients feel happier, but also set expectations so that the clients know they have to put work in. They're more likely to get results, makes them happier, and also makes your program look better. So that's the whole machine. The ICP that everything's built around, the volume that gets them seen, the content that sells without pitching, the click to credit card flow, and the backend layer that nobody shows you, but that's where the real operating happens. If you're an offer owner and you want this machine installed inside of your business, or you just want to find where yours is leaking, there's a link below to book an audit call with me. I'll go through your funnel the exact same way I just went through Hudson's. Otherwise, my Instagram is below and my DMs are open. This has been the Hudson Cosper 300K per month funnel explained. Let me know who you want broken down next. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.